think looking at the job and the role of Ops Director and Chiswick Park Enjoy-Work is going to be all exciting. Clearly, that's going to be part of my job, but the particular elements and details within that will be the guests. Fundamentally, at the heart of everything we do is really important in that interaction. So I'm going to enjoy very much doing that, but also can't do that without having the team, the fantastic team that we have on the park that have worked tirelessly over the many years to ensure that we deliver fantastic service. So those are the elements I'll really enjoy. Naturally, the day-to-day operations, I'm sure there's not going to be any quiet moments or any quiet time. Every day, no doubt, will be very different. So therefore, the challenges that would go through that, I wouldn't say I wouldn't enjoy it. Those will be the challenging elements, but you know, it makes that every day being very different and keeping things alive and real. Ultimately, with all of that, standards is going to be very important. And that's standards to our guests, standards to our team in terms of the service expectation. But that'll all form part of my role ultimately as that overarching strategy as Operations Director. There is a lot of similarities between the hospitality and leisure sectors with everything that we do here at Chiswick Park Enjoy-Work. For me, the principles are exactly the same, whether that's in hotel guests, in the concierge style service, whether that's to the retail shopping centre environments and leisure, very similar with what we do here. And that is, as I say, putting the guest at the heart of everything that we do. So it's ensuring that our guests walk away and leave on a daily basis with regular memorable experiences, and ensuring that our teams can help support ensuring that memorable delivery each and every day as our guests come through. In the background to my previous retail background, we call everybody customers, but here at Enjoy-Work we call everybody guests. So our guest companies are not tenants, they are guest companies, and the visitors that we have coming to the park we call guests. So the employees that work for those guest companies we call guests. So it's taking it to that hospitality, that personal touch, ensuring that we make those memorable moments. So we have service and pride principles which form that foundation in which we deliver world-class service to our guests and our guest companies, and that is element that we train and immerse our teams within the elements of service. But we're talking smile, we're talking engagement, we're talking about owning the moment in terms of the eye of service, but then linking that also into pride, which is that personal responsibility in delivering excellence. So that's an expectation that all of our team here at Enjoy-Work are fully immersed in, to go out and deliver a world-class service to our guests each and every day. Clearly the pandemic has affected everybody around the world, which has been a challenge over the last 15 months, but specifically at Enjoy-Work, we've had to adapt and make some fundamental changes to our practices, but we've always done that without compromising on that service. Moving to essential visitors in terms of the park when the pandemic commenced, working with frontline teams in terms of ensuring it's an essential workforce only, which naturally has had impact from our guests working from home and being able to have the ability to work from home. So we've seen what used to be a vibrant, active park, obviously through the pandemic hasn't been the case, but we haven't allowed the guests to not see the events that we've done. So we've looked at how we can bring what would normally be the Enjoy-Work ethos during the park or at the park, taking it virtually. So we launched a virtual events program so that the team and the guests that are working from home would still benefit from the Enjoy-Work and the well-being ethos that we have here at the park. Doing virtual online briefings through forums such as HR forums, security forums, all what we would normally deliver in person, but taking it remotely and doing it virtually has kept that communication up to date. So absolutely, so whilst we've had guests on site in terms of those essential workers and guests who I mentioned are working from home, it was important to keep that communication up to date and thorough throughout. So regular communication through newsletters with our guests, keeping elements of COVID secure and COVID safety being the topic, where we've been able to also then give updates of what is happening amongst the park in terms of any events or any information that the guests and guest companies would need to know. So a new implementation of a system, something that the guests who have been away and returning will see for new is that we've implemented a visitor management system whereby that guest journey, particularly around visitors, is now able to be booked online, and as guests and visitors report to their building receptions, they're able to check in via a QR code or via a code that has been sent through to that visitor to check in, which notifies the host within the guest company to say that their visitor is here and waiting in the building reception. So we've tried to look at ways in which we can ensure that the guest journey is as smooth as possible, as touchless as possible, but just ensuring that continuity of world-class service, as we said, is something that we're all about here at Enjoy-Work. Naturally, our first priority is going to be guest and team and visitor safety. So ensuring that the campus remains COVID secure. Some of our guest companies would have been away for some 12 months. So it's understanding their anxieties, concerns about returning to park, ensuring that we are operationally ready, but ensuring that COVID always remains that top priority. And what we've also done to be able to take some of those practices that we would have done in person remotely or virtually is we launched an app, the Enjoy-Work app, that was launched partway through 2020, which allows our guests to book online services, to report issues and faults, to keep up to date with an events program, whether that's in person or virtual, and also launching the health and wellbeing element towards that app, that our guests can book to check on their health, to make sure they're all fit and healthy throughout. So the park remains fully operational and has been so. We are still and very much COVID secure, and we're really excited about welcoming our guests.